What is going on, YouTube Nation? This is Darth Dividend. If you guys are new to my YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. I have like a massive food coma right now. Just had like a huge bowl of pasta like after my exam. Exam went really well, but I really want to discuss with you guys three top dividend stocks to buy now. They are way down and you need to capitalize on. So I'm going to do a quick stock and dividend analysis video on these three stocks. One of them is a monthly dividend stock, and the other two are quarterly dividend stocks. And these are ones, how would I describe it, that you'd be crazy not to say no to. The real estate sector took a huge hit. And for dividend investors, these are things that we need to capitalize on. These are stocks that or in certain sectors or certain niches or however you want to say it, or certain backgrounds or specialties that as an investor that you really need to look into. So one of them I'm really looking at, and I have discussed this on this channel, but the other two are two that I have in my M1 Finance Dividend portfolio. One of them was by popular demand, and actually two of the three, Matthew Ramey has his dividend portfolio, and these are really good stocks that they're not going anywhere. I mean, they're beautiful stocks. So I really want to emphasize this, and we're going to check these out right now. So that first stock is EPR Properties. That's one of my favorite monthly dividend stocks. Since inception, it was up 145.91%. But the thing that you need to look at is in the past 5 years, it took a huge nosedive, okay? And this stock, it was at $71, okay? Took a huge nosedive at $33, $24, and it's slowly moving up at $48. So this is a monthly dividend stock that has been very consistent with dividends, and it's specialized. If you look at my previous video, it's a very specialty dividend stock that's a REIT that distributes a monthly dividend, and it's specialized in leisure courses like golf courses. I was literally just telling someone today that I'm buddies with. I showed him, EPR Properties, and he's an investor and this and that. He's like, man, I want to buy some stuff that's down and then just make a big return. Well, this is a really good stock because one, it really is not distributing its dividend to people like you and I that are watching this video, people who are already in the know or way in there in the beginning, and then they're going to start distributing the monthly dividend again. But, AMC, if you look at this hype with AMC stock and all these AMC theaters, well, EPR Properties owns a lot of movie theaters, which I will show you real quick, and I'll show you their portfolio. So the one thing I really went over what else they own, but they have 178 properties, okay? And AMC is one of their big ones. So they have a revenue compound annual growth rate of 3% and strong revenues of 2019 of 11.3 billion. So guess what? Pandemic hit, everything's cut, okay? People aren't going in theaters, but the confidence is coming back from the vaccine, and they're starting to discuss opening movie theaters. So things are starting to open up. You can play the COVID card if you want to, say if you've been vaccinated, but it's so down that how can you say no? Okay, things are starting to open up. I'm telling you, I'm going to say this 7 or 8 times probably in this video. Things are starting to open up. So people are starting to capitalize on these stocks that are starting to come back to reality. Carnival Cruise, okay? Let me just think. Boeing's starting to come back to life. The airlines, they're starting to wake up again because people are starting to, the confidence is coming back there with people going on planes and everything. So read this. As the rate that first specialized in movie theaters, we use the knowledge that we gain to partner with our operators who can deliver the best in the business. Okay? So people like to go to movies. Things are going to come back to normal eventually. So that's one stock to look into. Now, the second stock, I know I have emphasized this a lot, but this is one that I'm going to continue to really emphasize with you guys. And let me show you I'm sorry, not AMC, but Realty Income. Okay, their revenue and EPR Properties revenue, when EPR Properties, before they froze their dividend. So you need to see, there's no dividend. I showed you in my E-Trade dividend portfolio the expected income, but there is no income from EPR Properties. But I just want to show you the difference between them and Realty Income real quick. So I'm going to jump to that. So here's Realty Income's dividend history right now. So dividend yields 4.33%. They are distributing a dividend over EPR Properties. Now these guys are the monthly dividend. Look at this, 19 cents all the way to 23.5 cents. But here's the thing about EPR Properties is I'm going to jump to EPR Properties. Now, before these guys pretty much stopped distributing the dividends, they were at almost 39 cents, 38 cents. Now, they're not distributing a dividend anymore because of the pandemic, but things are starting to open up. There's going to be a lot more confidence. They could be way down to 30 cents or so, but it's going to take a while for these guys to recover. So the good thing is the price per share is down, okay? It will eventually start distributing its monthly dividend again because that's what they set their portfolio to. Remember, REITs, if they don't give an X amount of dollars to investors, they have to pay a penalty or they have to pay a tax. So they don't want to do that. So they're going to give the people who invest in them money back. So just remember that with REITs. You can look it up. I'll be glad to do a lecture on that, but they are so careful so that they don't have to pay a penalty. So just remember that with REITs. Look up REITs. I'll be glad to do a lecture on REITs, but it's very important to look into why they distribute dividends, and if they don't, what happens. So remember that with real estate investment trust. I'm going to jump to the next stock right now. So that stock would be Pfizer. I have emphasized this stock so much. People have very much underestimated the dividends of this stock. It's not doing too well against the S&P since inception. Now, what I mean is look what's going on. The S&P is going to catch up. It's going to beat Pfizer. Okay, Pfizer is a very undervalued stock. Now, it's not just the dividends that these guys carry. As I showed you before, the products that they carry, and I'm going to jump to this since a lot of you guys are new watching this channel, I really want to emphasize to you the products that Pfizer carries, because it's not just a vaccine, it's not just Viagra. This company is a juggernaut when it comes to distributing medications, which I'm going to show you in a second. So I'm just going to jump to certain products. Again, I have given a lecture on this, but it's really important to understand what type of products Pfizer carries, which makes them, a very strong dividend stock and a very strong stock to buy. So right here, EpiPen, if you have an allergic reaction, boom, you get Epi in you, okay? So that's one thing to look into. Quinapril is a ACE inhibitor, so it helps you with your heart. If it's not pumping with ejection fraction, we go by core measures. People that have congestive heart failure, as I'm telling you, with a massive like food coma after eating pasta, uh, literally it helps with core measures. It helps with blood pressure. It helps with the heart. It helps with the blood pressure. Very popular medication. And this combination of acupril and hydrochlorothiazide, HCTZ is a diuretic, so you pee, get some fluid out. Acetylcysteine, there are two forms of acetylcysteine. One is a antidote form for people with Tylenol overdose, IV form. Another one is you put on a mask, and anytime you visit a family member or someone in the hospital and you smell this rotten eggs and you see somebody have a mask on and it stinks like rotten eggs, it starts like getting real foggy a little bit. That's acetylcysteine. It helps open up stuff if people are aspirating or have pneumonia. Adenosine is a medication if you have supraventricular tachycardia, your heart rate's like jumping in the 150s. You get an EKG on them, you push adenosine 6 milligrams, and then if that doesn't work, you push 12 milligrams. It sometimes can get people back into sinus rhythm. So what I always tell my patients is you never tell them that your heart's going to stop for a second. You just say, I'm going to push this in you, hold my hand, if it's a female or someone, older lady, hold my hand. You're going to feel real awkward. Squeeze my hand for a second. The half-life on it wears off within like a matter of seconds, but you never tell someone that it's going to stop your heart. Someone I worked with previously, they said that, freaked out the patient. I'm like, whoa, 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 hold on. We need to push this. This is what it does. Ampicillin sulbactam, antibiotic that we hang. That's a very popular product for people that have bacterial infections. Atropine. So if your heart rate's really low, okay, obviously you may need a pacemaker. They call it sinus bradycardia. If you're like consistently in the 40s or 50s, you stand up and you feel like you get hit by a hurricane. First of all, we try atropine. We push it IV, 0.5, and that doesn't work. Then you put them on a pace, or you either put them in the ICU on a pacemaker, or that's emergency pacemaker surgery. Azithromycin, that's a oral antibiotic, and can be hung IV or oral. It's very good for people that have lung infections, good broad spectrum antibiotic. So those are some products that they carry. I know the big popular one, they say Viagra, but this is just A. So that's what's really cool is they carry a lot of products. Don't forget, they're like a juggernaut when it comes to IV medication, saline bags. I mean, my gosh, how many times do you hang saline bags in the hospital being a nurse? I can tell you, I mean, somebody needs a bolus of normal saline. Guess who's pretty much a juggernaut with those products? Pfizer. So I'm going to show you their dividend history real quick. So consistently, these guys have been, 30 cents, 32 cents, 34, 36, 39. So they have increased their dividend over time. This is what you like as a dividend investor, okay? Quarterly dividend has increased its dividend, consistent, and it's cheap. How do you say no to that stock? So that's one thing that is very attractive with Pfizer. Cheap, increased dividend, it's high in demand. So how do you say no to that? I'm going to jump to the final stock. This is kind of a popular demand stock, so I want you to check this one out. So that stock has been Seagate Technology, a very nice high yield dividend stock that I have on my M1 Finance dividend portfolio, them and Pfizer. And Seagate's a very interesting company because I wanted to specialize a little bit of the semiconductor industry, and guess what? Seagate is involved with that. It really doesn't jump up, jump down too much, and it's good, very nice dividend, has increased its dividend over time. But I'm going to show you some products it carries because, I always tell people if you want to invest in a stock, you got to know what it distributes to producers, okay? What's in it for me? I always ask people, what's in it for me? Has it increased its dividend? How is it done against the S&P? But why? What is so special about this stock that I should buy it? So EPR Properties, as I explained before, it's a real estate investment trust. It's for entertainment. So, and it's for entertainment purposes. It's a REIT for that. Pfizer, people need antibiotics. People need ACE inhibitors for blood pressure. What do people need for Seagate? So we need to look into this first before we even make a call, okay? But let's see how it's done against the past 5 years. It's done pretty well against the S&P, here and there. But since inception, here and there. But that's good because, it's cheap. It's something to buy as a dividend investor. But let's check these products that Seagate carries because I want to know what products it carries. If you guys are watching this video, you got to say to yourself, what's in it for me with this stock? So I want to show you what's in it for you and why I invest in Seagate. So we're going to jump to that. So these guys specialize in cloud and data. Okay, that's very important for, cloud storage is huge. Okay, data transfer services are huge. Okay, storage software is a big thing for investors. So I just want to let you know that's one thing to look into. Okay, the cloud storage system. I mean, look at your iPhone. Okay, you're with a bunch of people, and the cloud storage is a big thing. Not just that, but the specialized drives, a game drive for PlayStation. I mean, for PS4, Seagate storage expansion card for Xbox. So it's not just the storage is huge. Okay, that's what people want. What's in it for the consumers? So you have Xbox and PlayStation. They work with them. They're drives for them, hard drives, personal storage. Okay, Barracuda. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of them, but they have memory and drives, photo drives, and backups. So this is what people want, okay, is consumers. So let's jump to its dividend history real quick. And as you can tell on their website, they take pride of showing you their dividend history all the way. So it started off 2003, they were like 3 cents. And all of a sudden they jumped up to 67 cents. Okay. 67 cents for the stock is pretty strong if you ask me. So one share distributes 67 cents. That's pretty strong. So you really want to see what the stock is for consumers. So you really, just because you buy a stock, I want Apple, because it's Apple. Well, what is it for you? What is it, what is that stock for you? What is Seagate for you? What do you see the value in Seagate? What do you see the value in EPR Properties? And what do you see the value in for Pfizer? So I really want to emphasize, you have to look in depth a little bit when you look into stocks. I mean, I'll tell you something funny. When I go shopping at stores, that's actually how I got hooked on Unilever. Was I just looked at Axe, I looked at the label, I'm like, Unilever. Okay, so I looked up them and I looked at their stock and dividend history, and I'm like, okay, people buy those products like crazy. People buy Seagate, people buy Pfizer, people get statins with Pfizer. So that's what I'm trying to emphasize, that you go to the store, just look at a label like Dawn. Okay, I got Dawn right here. It's just about done. Procter and Gamble, P&G. So I looked it up, and it's like, wow, you look at the labels and see what you got. I'm telling you, some products that you have, just look in the store, like Advil, flip it over and you'll be like, whoa, or you'll see the label Pfizer. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm trying to emphasize, okay? Look at the labels and see if it's in demand. I'm telling you, you'd be surprised at stocks that you never even heard of or products that you never even heard of. You look at the label and you'll see like, wow, because that's what really, I'm going to tell you. What was the other one that got that was good? West Rock. So I looked at the label and I'm like, West Rock, okay, it's on the Matt Ramey site. Let me do some digging. Boom, look what happened. So I'm telling you guys, expand, your knowledge, look into certain things, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. My food coma finally wore off, but it's really exciting to post these videos to you guys because these are really good stocks that are in demand. And I'm going to post one tomorrow. I'm just going to edit this one and finish this. It's going to be a real quick analysis. I'm going to probably show you some changes that have happened to Fundrise, because Fundrise really went through some changes. And I was wondering what the heck was going on with Fundrise. So I'll probably post a video on Fundrise tomorrow. Don't quote me on that. I may post a stock and dividend analysis on another stock, but chances are it could be Fundrise. But I want to tell you guys, if you like this video, make sure you smash that like button. If you are new to this channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. This is Darth Dividend. I've survived in my exam. I did very well. I'm fighting off like 5 hours of sleep, and it feels good to be done with that exam. I mean, hard work pays off. I studied a lot for that exam, and it paid off. And with you guys investing in your dividend portfolio, it's going to pay off as well. So really want to emphasize that. Expand your knowledge. Look at the labels. Go to the store and look at labels. I'm telling you, be surprised at type of stocks are out there. You just, look at Quaker, or you see certain things. I want you guys to do your homework. Go to the store, look at the labels, flip it, look at your phone, just, Google search, Quaker stock or Smucker stock. Very good stocks. I'm telling you, Tyson, all these stocks that you go to, companies that you go to the store, Coca-Cola or, Starbucks. Look at the label. I'm telling you guys, that's how you start seeing, ooh, the stock's pretty good, or ooh, I might buy that. So that's what I'm asking for you guys to do, is do a little bit of homework and get back to me, make some comments in the comment section. I'll see you in the comment section in regard to that. But let me know. What do you think? Seagate, Pfizer, and EPR, I feel pretty good about them. So let me know. You guys take care and have a good one.